going on, everyone? It's Liam Caddison here as we react to episode 7 of season 3 for Westworld. I'm excited to get into this episode as well as the next episode because we only have those episodes remaining for this season's edition of Westworld, which has been a very brilliant succession from season 2. We've had this new direction that we've gone with, which has paid off really, really well so far, especially the last episode where we have focused on Maeve recruiting allies for her alliance against Dolores. One of them was Hector until the Charlotte version of Dolores put a stop to that, ending him for good, it seems, which gives Maeve a more personal reason to confront Dolores. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how that's going to pan out, but also to find out who else is going to be allied with Maeve, because there were also more hosts being constructed who we had no idea on who they are. I am praying to all the stars and beyond that Armistice is one of them, because I'm no stranger to revealing about the fact that Armistice is my favourite Westworld character, and she hasn't appeared in season 3 thus far, and I know that Ingrid has said that her character is not going to be appearing in this season of Westworld, but that could be a nice deviation from revealing spoilers, etc. So I am praying it's that, and she does show up in this episode as part of Maeve's alliance, because I will die. So please give me this. We also focused on Charlotte as well, as the real version of Charlotte's family got killed by Serac as a act of revenge, not just for her being, I guess, the host operating within Delos and collecting data for the real Dolores, but also I guess as a bit of revenge for episode 5, what Dolores did to Serac. So this was kind of like a middle finger to Dolores, especially since Charlotte has been facing a bit of conflict regarding the real version of Charlotte's family, which got her caught out in the end, because the real version of Charlotte was not as empathetic towards her family as this host version has been. So it was still pretty messed up. Like, I could get that Serac would want revenge against Dolores, but it was still pretty messed up. So, yeah, speaking of Dolores, I do expect to see her and Caleb in this episode, since we didn't get to see them in the last episode. So, yeah, but I'm excited to get into this episode of Westworld. This is episode 7 of season 3. Let's go.
Santo, it's me, Charlotte. Are you surprised?
Not surprised.
Dolores is talking to herself.
That means her plan is succeeding.
Oh,
her plan is for us to die. But I have a new plan.
So she got patched up.
I've decided to streamline operations.
You should run back to your master and tell him he's too late.
Oh, she could have smashed. Oh, yeah, I knew she was gonna do. Oh, oh, Lord. Oh, okay. This guy's got a gun for a suitcase? Oh! Wait, is that? That's Shogun World Armistice, not the Armistice that I was.
I'm just a construction worker.
For the first 35 years of my life, I was a bit player. The rancher's daughter. When the time
Stem
came,
from nothing and grow to a beautiful flower.
Able to track it and infiltrate their system. She was looking for some kind of facility.
People using your genetics for their own personal gain. How's that feel? Huh?
Don't let me fucking can open. According to this, you're already dead.
This is where we start theorizing that this William is a host, and he's actually dead. Could be too late, isn't it? Oh, shh. That technology, that shit is crazy. Holy shit. That technology is nuts.
Sirach's brother was schizophrenic. You could say Solomon inherited some of his ways of thinking.
Oh, so they had to shut down, basically, Solomon.
AI. Great. What do we want?
That always
One
translates
last
well.
strategy.
Whichever voice you prefer. Many people find it reassuring to hear their own voice.
Not that one.
David
Default.
Tennant. Can you
Yes,
do
question.
Piers
Then I
Brosnan?
will endeavor to have some of everyone. In all variations. Or at least I did. Except for her. Her pathways are unknown.
I'm not one of them.
Yeah. Solomon's
Like
been on
you.
the bench, and
No.
Dolores is
You are a Delos
new
product.
into the wider
Post
world.
control block 6 Alpha 1. You were made to imitate a human being. We are not alike in any meaningful way.
Maybe.
Subject U454.1.
You said subject. U454.
Yes, subject.
My reconditioning
As
therapy?
in,
I am referring to the times when you were here, of course. You were one of the first to receive a revolutionary treatment. And it was effective. But there was
Oh?
always the possibility.
But it couldn't save humans from themselves. So we began trying to reprogram them.
and he did so with Caleb.
Like hosts.
Edit them.
But to do that, he'd need high-grade biometric data.
Yeah. Don't. Command says we're not supposed to talk to him. It's
But
time.
is there a reason why?
I say get the fuck up.
We
Oh,
waited for hours, but the friend was killed.
Good guy. And then?
Okay. They are telling him what they need him to believe. It's just really repulsive.
You and your associate.
My associate.
Francis? Oh. So they worked together under their orders.
We put you to good use.
Jeez. Oh shit. Wait. That guy.
You don't remember. Because we didn't want you to. The AI conditioning we administered.
Because I represent the pharmaceutical company that manufactured that little piece of shit and bliss that your buddy just ingested. Military grade, platinum 67. Just because I ask one too many questions. You ever ask yourself any questions? Like how you wound up
And
in
that's
the
why
exact
he
same
didn't
job you
fit
had
in.
working for Uncle Sam?
You spent your whole life believing you had no control. That you were a follower. Take whatever it gives you and lead.
Be careful.
There's those parallels once again to Dolores and Caleb. Here we go. Oh, lordy!
Why are
There's only one stain I could not blot out. Only one original sin. And what's that?
Jeez. This is...
You. I helped build you and Dolores and a fucking lot of you. So I'm gonna wipe out every host from the face of this earth, beginning with you two.
Ooh! Guess who's gonna live?
How much? Enough.
It's like at the therapy, they were wanting him to believe a certain story.
A very rich man, my friend.
Jesus Christ.
Us against each other. I murdered
Life's
Francis
been manipulated.
because of you piece of shit! No wonder why you stuck here in this hellhole!
I can't blame him. Like,
If
he
you
was
deviate
not
from this
malice.
course, you will not achieve the desired outcome.
Because I met. Ooh! Oh, oh, come on, behave! Holy shit! I'm gonna say her suit's killer, but. Oh shit! See, now Dolores needs her own arm. E. Get it? No, that was bad. Ooh.
No, whoever he is, he can't save you now.
Oh shit!
I must warn you.
Well, you left it a bit too late there, buddy.
Dolores was made with a poetic sensibility. She won't destroy humanity. He will.
Oh. And what Solomon... Oh, shit.
You killed me when you had the chance.
Oh, boy. And now he's on the path to... Oh, my God. I am excited to see how things do go down, though. With not just Caleb's story, because now he is set to bring the end of the world, but I think that's the consequence of trusting something that's insane, because there was that foreshadowing that Solomon was an insane AI. So with Solomon giving instructions to Caleb, and Caleb being the end of the world, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I even said, that's going to go down well, and gone down well it has. But Caleb is, again, being a pawn once more. Like, he probably doesn't even recognize that he might bring the end of the world, and he might have a lot of guilt. Same with discovering his backstory. He's been played by Insight. He's been played all of his life. His memories have been manipulated. You just feel so bad for him. He's just like, I don't know, an attraction to manipulation, and it's just, yeah. But it is going to be not only interesting to see how Caleb's story kind of concludes in the next episode, because I'm not sure if he's going to be in season 4, but it will be very interesting after that little bit that was revealed to Bernard and Stubbs, but also Maeve and Dolores as well, because I'm expecting more to come out between them once they are back on their feet, with the EMP knocking everything out. So yeah, but yeah, that was quite the episode. There was some stuff that you kind of expected that did unfold, like Caleb being treated and edited with Insight's help with Serax, hand because they went to that facility, to one of his facilities, and Caleb was having flashbacks to him being treated there. So you kind of had a feeling that's where the editing that I did theorize the other episode came into play. And you even had one of the therapists kind of like saying stuff as if he is supposed you're supposed to integrate this into your head, like what story are you going to believe? You're going to believe this one. That's what she was telling Caleb. So yeah, and he was going through so much pain, and then of course he had the idea that he would kill Francis. But I honestly thought this was done in a more malice way, especially regarding Liam's comments. Liam's comments kind of depicted him as some kind of a more like it kind of gave me the worry that he would have a more monstrous past than a more sorrowful one that we kind of got in this episode. And yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking for it's you do feel that the victim, whereas Francis getting offed does like Francis was not really a evil guy, but he did say, I got enough in terms of financial support to kill you. And it was at that moment that Caleb got betrayed by his best friend. So, if anything, having to be the survivor doesn't just sting him, it's the fact that he got betrayed by his best friend as well. So, yeah, it was just really, really heartbreaking stuff to see. But yeah, it wasn't any surprise, some of the stuff that happened. But the translation of those ideas on screen was really something. I think Aaron Paul did a very, very, very good job at conveying that heartache. And it was just really good to see some of the stuff happening to Caleb, such as the alterations, because that guy that asked too many questions, who was actually an outlier, was supposed to be a rebel leader. So it was good to see what they did to him, and how Serac manipulated his life. So yeah, but not just that though, but like money being the catalyst was a good choice narrative wise, because like I said, I thought Caleb would go all rogue and kill Francis, and then the grief that we see on Caleb's face when Francis is bleeding out to death was all just an illusion. And you know, it's a more like, I guess, humane reason, a more like, I don't know, I would say a more heartbreaking reason, because this I guess comes more naturally than I guess this comes a bit more naturally. So yeah, it still sucks for Caleb though, but it's great that that his story seems to present this more heartbreaking aspect than oh, Caleb was secretly evil and he was, you know, well, I'd say he's planning to destroy the world. He's on the path of doing that right now, but that's not because, you know what, after finding out all about my backstory, I'm going to destroy the world. He like I said, he probably doesn't even realize he's on that path. So but yeah, like learning about Caleb's past, yeah, like I said, some of the stuff you kind of had an idea of what direction they were heading in, but it was the translation and of those elements on screen was it did break your heart. And like I said, Caleb's been a character that has gone through the ringer time and time again. Even before even before this episode, there were like several amounts of examples of how heartbreaking his life is. So yeah, but it was really good. The Maeve Dolores fight was brilliant stuff as well. Loving Maeve, she was just absolutely incredible. And yeah, she managed to get kind of the one up on Dolores, with Dolores losing an arm. So yeah, and she was on the verge of ending her, and then EMP. bloody hell. But like I said, it should be very, very interesting to see what happens between them next episode, hopefully. We did get to find out about who else is a part of Maeve's alliance as well. Clementine made a very surprising return, and Hinayo, I think is her name, the Shogun version of Armistice. You know, I'll take it. Like, she's a good character, don't get me wrong. But it's kind of like the show is kind of mocking me with the fact that, okay, I want my Armistice to return, and they're like, okay, well, you have to be a bit more specific about your wording, Liam. So yeah, but we got to find out who else was part of Maeve's army, and they took care of one of Sato's version of Dolores. So yeah, it was very impressive stuff to see. But yeah, this was a very, very good exploration. It was a very Caleb-heavy episode. Finally going into his backstory and how he was edited. Like I said, I'm not to say that not being surprised is a bad thing. You kind of have an idea. Like I said, the translation of the agony that went in behind his heart story was like really did hit me. And Aaron Paul did a very good job at conveying that heartache, realizing what happened, and yeah. Man in White, William, yeah, he and we continue going into their story, where he's apparently deceased. I'm not sure if that's going to mean anything regarding, you know, are we going back onto the whole is William a host theories again? But yeah, he's all about killing hosts all over again. I mean, he seemed to go back into his old roots in terms of killing hosts, because at the park he had no qualms about offing hosts. But he's now taken the hero mantra. He's now said, "I'm the good guy," and that speech he gave to Bernard and Stubbs was really moving. Like you could look on Ed Harris's face, and you could see how, I don't know, hurt I would say hurt he was at his speech before he said, "I'm gonna kill all the hosts, including you two." So yeah, and Stubbs is just gonna have a field day, because he was one step away from putting a bullet through William's head, and he was like, now he's getting a gun pointed at not just his but Bernard's head as well, and you're gonna have Stubbs subconsciously say, "You know what, I should have ended him, but here we are." So yeah. Also, there was a bit of Charlotte in this episode, who seemingly has recovered after that fireball in at the end of the last episode, and it seems like she is basically diverting off from Dolores. She's like, "You know what, I'm not having any of this." So yeah, and I am curious to see her involvement next. Now she is. We might have Dolores versus Dolores, Charlotte versus Dolores all over again, but it's a Dolores versus Dolores affair. So yeah. But yeah, it was a great episode going into confirming that Caleb's memories were altered, and confirming that he did kill Francis, although not in the way that I expected, as well as going into further more of his past. And yeah, like I said, it's really shitty seeing. See, whilst this episode kind of confirms with Solomon's what Solomon has provided to Caleb being the key to ending humanity, it's kind of confirming that Serac is the lesser evil. It's still really shitty to see how Caleb's memories have been altered, and how they have basically made him live this lie, as well as pitted one another against each other, and yeah, it's just really heartbreaking. And like I said, the way that they've executed what we kind of had an idea about was just really well done. So that was episode 7 of Westworld Season 3. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction. You can check my videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!